We are going to redraft the top 10 of the 2022 NBA draft class. Grant, who do you have at number one?
I have some reservations about this because of some recent hot takes I've had, but I'm going Paolo Banchero number one. I think he has the most superstar upside still in this class. The shot creation, the efficiency is terrifying. He has not shot it well, but the upside is there, and that's what I want in a first pick in a draft, even if we're redrafting.
I think Jalen Williams has to go number two here based off the season he's had. He's just been such a gap filler, does so many different things. Who goes number three?
Yeah, I got to take Chet Holmgren number three. This is kind of the freebie because you can't say he's been bad or doesn't deserve this because he hasn't played. And so I just feel like his ceiling is still higher than anybody else we're going to take. Although in some cases that's kind of debatable. So that's Chet at three. Who's four?
Jaden Ivey, I think he's really come on later in the season, and I think that the pull-up jumper is going to come around, and so that combined with the passing, I think makes him easy number four.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Keegan Murray at five. And I think this is where it gets the ceiling's a little lower, the floor's a little lower, but I just trust him to be a good starter that can help any team win. He's been a great shooter, a movement shooter, has good wing size. He's not quite quick enough for some of the matchups he sees out there, but he's going to help you be a better team. And I think he scales well. So I like him at five.
Walker Kessler at number six. You could probably make a case for him to go higher, but the defense has been incredible. It's just, what is he going to be on offense? He's probably never going to be more than someone who's a play finisher.
Yeah, I think Kessler too gives you some limitations, a la Rudy Gobert, that Utah fans should be very familiar with. After Kessler, I got to take Benedict Mathurin at seven. Has cooled off a little bit shooting the ball. I just still love his foul drawing ability. I don't know that he's going to be more than a really good six man that scores a ton, but that has a lot of value. And maybe he will be better than that. Maybe he'll keep shooting it like he did at the start of the year. So Benedict Mathurin at seven for me.
Number eight is Shaedon Sharpe. He still has that mystery box appeal where maybe he could be anything. He's hit some really tough jumpers in Portland this year, and I think he has the physical tools to eventually be a B+ to A- defender, and that becomes a really big deal if you also trust his playmaking in certain situations.
Yeah, hard to find someone with more upside at this juncture of the draft. So I'm taking Jeremy Sohan at nine. Another kind of Keegan Murray type, very different player, but I think he'll just fit on a lot of good teams. The Spurs have let him handle the ball a little bit. He's a monster defensively. He causes a ton of trouble, has good size, is versatile. So I don't know what he's going to be. I just think he's going to be helpful wherever he is.
Number 10, this is tough. I thought about Dyson Daniels, thought about Tari Easton, thought about Jalen Duren, Mark Williams, Andrew Nembhard deserves to be here, Christian Brown, Ochai Agbaji, Jaden Hardy, Ousmane Dieng. We landed on Jabari Smith Jr. I think you still have to bet on the upside here, and he's had a lot better offensive moments over the past couple of weeks, and just knowing what he can do in theory defensively, I think also once you get him out of not necessarily Houston, but sort of the front court ecosystem in Houston right now, that this might be someone we look back and say, oh, he went too low.
Extremely hard to judge him based on the lack of facilitation that he's playing with. So I like that. I got Dyson Daniels at 11. It's really all about the defense and the potential for you to get that in like an oversized point guard package. The shooting is a question, but I think in terms of upside, and that's still really all we should be focusing on, especially as we get later in the lottery. I love the size, the playmaking, the intelligence, and the capacity for him to be just a really dominant defensive force at a tough spot to get that from.
Number 12, Tari Easton just feels like he's going to be the quintessential really good player on a really good team. Maybe never the third or even fourth best player on that team, although I'd argue he probably has that ceiling. Just going to plug and play anywhere at both ends of the floor. And I am interested to see whether it's in Houston or elsewhere long-term, if he has more to his on-ball abilities than even we've seen this year.
Yeah, 13, I got to go Jalen Duren. Super young still, especially, even at this point in his rookie season. Ridiculous athlete, good size. I don't know what the offensive game is going to look like. The Pistons have kind of let him explore the space a little bit. But if he's just a lob threat offensively, I think that works as long as he can kind of get there on defense, which the learning curve is steep for a center that's this young. So can't judge him yet.
And the final redraft lottery pick, I'm going with Mark Williams, who will wind up being way higher if that mid-range jumper is for real. We've seen flashes of it this year, but combined with what he can do above the rim, around the rim on defense, and even his mobility defensively, I still think he deserves to go in the lottery here. And that's with all due apologies to Ousmane Dieng, who I remain very high on, AJ Griffin, Christian Brown, Akbaji, Jaden Harvey, Malachi Branham, Andrew Nemhard. A lot of big candidates here, but that is our 2022 NBA lottery redraft.